think the amount of miles on the cruising Louisiana progress bar has gone up rapidly over the last week because, oh, wow, that's a lot. I just paid over $660 for diesel. Oh, I think with a significant part of the United States covered in snow and ice and not able to leave their houses, well, we've had time to play with our simulator. Hi, I'm Patrick, and in this video I'm here in New Orleans where I've just picked up a couple of forklifts headed over to Lafayette. And this is the first day of the third week in Realistic Economy. So let's get started. All right, well, it's the first day of the third week, and starting out with the job that's over $1,000, going just to Lafayette. The job is going to take about 4 hours, well, 3 hours, plus the time for loading and unloading. So ETA up at the top says around 11 o'clock. This is not a World of Trucks event. As I've been saying this whole time, World of Trucks events just don't generally pay out as much as the single player jobs. But the good news is that means I will be able to actually drive the speed limit when it goes over 65 miles an hour, so that's nice. And I should have plenty of time to take at least a second job, maybe a third, you never know. And I am back here in 1.57, not risking this profile by trying it out on the beta. I didn't even try my main profile on the beta. I made a clone of one of my profiles and used that. And what I found was, even though I had not opened a main profile or this profile in the beta, it still somehow managed to change some of my key bindings. And that was annoying. But I got them set back to normal. Alright, well, we're out here on the highway, getting up to speed. I don't think this lasts very long, though. Yep, down to 45 already. And a red light. And of course, despite what it says on the sign there, that is a local branch of the ATS Bank. There's a fire station. about some creative storytelling right off the beginning. Um, I think I mentioned last week that the former loan officer or agent or whatever he is over at the ATS bank who gave me the loan is retired now and safely at his new retirement home in a country of unknown location. Yeah, he took his money and ran. Apparently, he's concerned that the former bosses at the bank might come after him. Not sure how he's getting his pension checks, but anyway, the creative storytelling goes on. He told me that he suggested waiting until I hit level 10 in XP points before I take any jobs outside of Louisiana, and I agreed with that. So I'm working for level 10 to take jobs out of the state, but I think I need a level 12 or 13 so I can trade in this flatbed trailer for a lowboy trailer. And I've been playing with the lowboy trailer in my regular profile, and I really enjoy it because you can take all kinds of jobs, all kinds of equipment on those trailers, where these flatbeds are pretty limited in options. Now, I've also considered, instead of a lowboy, going to a box trailer, maybe even a refrigerated trailer, but those jobs don't really interest me all that much. So I have thought about the box trailer, but the lowboy, the jobs with the lowboy, you got things like skidders. You can do those new tracked vehicles that they added to the game. What was that? They hit something? I don't know. It set the steering wheel to vibrating. Not sure what that was, but hadn't even noticed that the speed limit went up to 70. If I had started this profile in, say, Iowa or Kansas, I probably would have been tempted to go with the grain trailer. But I don't know how many grain jobs there are here. Now, I know that Louisiana was advertised to have a lot of logging jobs. And that could have been interesting too, but my experience with logging trailers is it's hard to find jobs for those but flatbeds, lowboys, and box trailers tend to be pretty easy, where logging and grain trailers, feed trailers are all kind of more limited in how many jobs you can find for those. Speed limit's dropping to 65 here. Now you may have noticed on Monday I did a video on ATS2 using the 1.58 beta, and it was sort of frustrating for reasons I don't understand. I pushed the talk button that I have on my wheel apparently wasn't kicking in sometimes when I was trying to talk, and it just cut me out. So that was annoying. So this time I am recording with no push to talk, and instead it's just recording every sound I make, and that means in edit I'll have to cut out all the silence. Kind of a quick drop in speed here. Also, I'm going to have to get over to the left lane pretty soon after this red light. This was not a very long job, and it's made up some time because it was showing a little after 11 a.m. and now it's showing, well, 10:58. So if I don't get stopped at too many red lights, I may actually beat the original estimated time. There's another man constantly throwing trash into his dumpster. You see those people spread around the world. Saw someone doing that in ATS2 a couple weeks ago. I guess wherever there are stores that have things shipped in boxes, there are people who have to... Oh, there he is. That's the guy that I always see throwing those boxes. All that cardboard. See, if they had a cardboard baler back there at that store, he could have baled the cardboard up, and I could have shipped it to the place that manages all the waste paper. Tonda. Definitely Tonda with a T. Not an H at the beginning of that word. It's nice that the real company's mod doesn't fill in all the blanks, so every now and then you get to see the fake names like that. Also appreciate that they went to so much detail to put in all these little local churches. Although the one over there to the right isn't exactly a local, or isn't exactly a little church. It's actually kind of a bigger one, not a jumbo super church at all, but quite a bit bigger than most around small towns. Of course, this isn't exactly a small town, I don't think. Not exactly sure how big Lafayette is in the real world. Must be a school or something. So in the last ATS video, I got a little bit of information wrong, I think, because it turns out that the new route advisor, the tachometer, whatever widget over there on the left, not on this screen, but on the new one, does have a fuel gauge. And the ETA is listed in the GPS box. So I was wrong about those things. Those are still there. I wish you could like pick and choose what parts of those two you can set visible. Let me see where to park. But I don't think they're going to make it all that customizable. The real thing that I think a lot of people are still worried about is the F6, F7 menu. And I've been seeing a lot of people say, well, I don't use that. It doesn't bother me. It's not realistic to have that stuff on the screen anyway, but this is a game, okay? And even though, yeah, it's not realistic, there are some functions of the game, the software, that really you need that kind of information. I mean, in the real world, you would probably have a cargo manifest documentation. Managed to let the trailer go too far to the side there. But we don't have that in the game, except for the F6 and F7 screens on the route advisor. I think I missed the parking space by just a couple feet. In the real world, if you're driving down the road and you're wondering what you got in the trailer, you might be able to, or where you're going, you might be able to just look over your paper. And is that safe to do without pulling over to stop? Maybe not, but there we go. Okay, let's see what we get. But the big thing is in convoys is not being able to see that information without stopping. Okay, well, enough of that. Let me go see what the next job is, because that one gave me $1,000. So we're already off to a good start for today. All right, well, I've just loaded up a load of JCB power packs headed down to Homa. And you may have noticed that the Monday loan payment just came out, so all that money I just made is just gone away. So, time to get back on the road. Yeah, you can see the power packs back there in the mirror. There's train operation here. You can see the rail cars over there on the right and track material over there and train wheels, locomotive accessories all over the place. And of course a crossing here on the road. Those shrubs there are making it a little hard to see. Oh. Whole line of traffic coming there from the right. Better back up. Line of traffic to the left and the right. Maybe the same traffic on a continuous loop. Oh, more. Guess I ought to put it back in drive. Maybe when this truck clears, I'll be able to pull out. Maybe I'm going to pull out whether I should or not. Just realized I'm holding down the push to talk button and, well, I've got push to talk turned off. So, oh, well, oops. Anyway. These guys are always standing at the back of that pickup truck having some kind of conversation. So, just before I dropped off the forklifts back there, I was complaining about what do you do in a convoy when you say somebody asks you, hey, what are you hauling? And you don't really remember exactly how much the weight was. Because, maybe you're halfway through the job and you check the cargo before you left and they say, hey, what are you hauling? And you say, they're JCP power packs. I see that in the mirror. Yeah, how much do they weigh? I don't remember. Well, right now, all I gotta do is click F6 and the job information comes up there. I see that it's 31,000 pounds. Yeah, I didn't have to pause the screen, didn't have to pull over to check it. Check it right there. Now, like I was saying, in the real world, you probably wouldn't want to be reading through papers while you're trying to drive. Or maybe you would. I wouldn't. But on the other hand, in the real world, probably not playing a game either. You're driving a semi-truck. So that's kind of an inconvenience. And as far as truck damage goes, I mean, we're playing a game, and it is a game. I know it's a simulator, but it's a game where the AI traffic pulls out in front of you and hits you and runs into you because you didn't let them merge onto the highway. And there are often times when you wonder how much damage did that car car just caused my truck or my trailer or my cargo. And now you'll have to pull over to check your damage to see if you need to stop at the next truck stop to get repairs. That's just annoying. And the argument of, yeah, but the realism just doesn't hold up because it's not real. This isn't the real world. Oh, my immersion. Yeah, if you want to be immersed, bet you go get your CDL and you can get a job in the real world driving a truck, and you'll be miserable and lonely and... Never mind. It's mostly a joke. Or maybe not. I've seen some of the trucking people on YouTube. They don't all seem miserable or lonely, but a lot of them are unhappy with having to drive for companies. In ATS and ATS2, we are, kind of our own boss. In the real world, you're working for somebody else and you have to do what they tell you. And if they tell you that you're going to be driving a truck that has beepers and buzzers and cameras in your face and all that kind of stuff, your choices are okay or I quit. Do you want that kind of immersion? Because that's the immersion that you get in the real world. You just kind of have to balance things. At the end of the day, this may, you can turn those things off right now. You can never push the F6 or the F7 button while you're playing ATS right now in 1.57. In 1.58, you won't have the option unless they change something, which they may. In fact, by the time this video comes out, who knows what'll happen. 1.58 could be out already. They could be announcing the release of Illinois. You never know. And there is so much good stuff coming in 1.58 that those two things, the F6, F7, it's annoying. Because with those two annoying things being taken away from us, those things are not annoying. The annoyance of those two things being taken away from us, we're getting so much more. And I think we need to remember that. We're getting better suspensions. I tried out the Veco S-Wave with the drop axle. I'm running low on fuel. And I thought it was a lot. It was a big improvement over the current option. I'm also limited to 65 now. So, oh no, it's big improvements are coming, and they're coming at the cost of information screens that don't really hurt anything having them, because if you really want that kind of immersion, you could always just not push those buttons. But on the other hand, Route 66 is almost complete. So it's not good to just constantly complain about the problems because there's so much good stuff. And we can't forget that the reason all of this is being done is because they are getting the games ready for console. And I don't know why so many people are wanting it on console. I don't understand it. 100% of the current player base is PC gamers. 100%. There's nobody playing this game on console right now. So why are so many people wanting to play this game on console? Well, the fact that there are so many people means that they really need. I mean, I know somebody who doesn't have a gaming PC who would probably want to play it on their Xbox or PlayStation. Now, my personal opinion are that gaming consoles are a useless waste of money. Everybody needs a PC, just about. Whether it's a laptop or a desktop, they need one. Going to school, going to work, paying the bills. And, I mean, you can get a reasonably priced computer and that will do those things and throw a graphics card in it for what, $300 for a lower end graphics card in the current market, which is ridiculous, but anyway, should be more like 250 at the most, but anyway, throw that in just a standard desktop or get a laptop that has one of the newer CPUs that has halfway decent integrated graphics. And play in lower settings, you know. But, you know, some people just live their life differently. So, they have Xbox and they have PlayStation. And they want to play ATS. And I don't blame them. I like this game. This is one of those times where I wish I had installed the spooky horn on this truck. Because I definitely would have pushed the spooky horn button right there. But anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to stop here at the definitely ATS Bank to see that cutscene. You know, I just realized if I ran out of fuel, I would have to call for a service truck. And that takes time. So when I drop this off, I need to find a service station somewhere, fuel depot somewhere, truck stop, anything. And get this thing filled up before I run out of fuel. Because it costs a lot of money and it takes a lot of time. So that's the next thing on my list. Where can I get fuel in Houma? Okay, let's see where they want me to park this thing. Alright, I think this is probably inside this building right here. I'm hoping that I don't hit that truck. I'm hoping that I can just pull straight. Oh, it's not. Okay, it's not there. Where is it? Okay, now I'm really confused. Oh, it's right there. And I could not pull straight in. So I'm going to have to roll the window down. Switch to mouse viewing. And tell you what, before I do that, I'm going to raise the trailer axle. Does it actually make it easier to turn? I'm not sure. But I pretend that it makes it easier to turn. And just a little bit. Turn the wheel. Back it in. I think that did it. I did it. Go ahead and drop that axle on the trailer. Turn the engine off. Let's see what we get. All right, so another $500. That's $1,500 for the day, but I do still have to go get fuel. So I'll do that off camera. All right, well, these clamshell buckets are headed back up to Lafayette, and there's a fuel station on the way, so let's get back on the road. Even with the time it takes me to get the diesel pumped in the truck. Should make it there plenty before 7 o'clock. Easily before 7 o'clock. Unfortunately, it's going to take a little bit of time to fill up, because by the time I get to the truck stop, I'm going to be pretty low on fuel. Now, GPS is telling me to turn left when I go at it. Oh. The gate just closed on me. I don't know what to do about that. Okay. Back way off from the gate. Oh. Now it's open. That was weird. That yellow light, it knows that I think it's ugly. I could turn right, but GPS is saying turn left, and that's what I'll do. I actually checked on the map, and the distance is pretty close to the same either direction. The only thing that really matters is that I get to that truck stop before I run out of fuel. Looking at the distance to empty, it says 121 miles, and I actually have 25 gallons of diesel still in the truck. I'm exceeding the speed limit by several miles per hour. Get that under control. Don't want another speeding ticket. Another example of one of the many churches that they've placed around Louisiana. What is that? Homa Jewelers. I guess that's where you go when Homa to get your jewelry. Need a bracelet, a ring, necklace. That's where you go if you're in Homa. Wonder what Zara is. Maybe it's a competing jewelry store. That would be fun. Now, I started that turn way before it would have turned red. It's going a little fast for the turn, but those clamshells are pretty secured back there. Probably shouldn't risk going too far over the limit. Here I am back at the Bayou Towers. Seems like I pass this place pretty often. And here we go. And if you look at the top of the GPS screen, you'll see the truck stop is right there. So I have plenty of fuel to make it there. And this job is another World of Trucks job, so this will be another 80-something miles contributed to cruising Louisiana, which is still going on as I record this video. Although I think pretty soon it should be complete. We're right at 24, I think it's 24 million miles in Louisiana right now. We only have to have about 1 million more. But right now I gotta fill up. This is sure to cost a lot of money. But I think the amount of miles on the cruising Louisiana progress bar has gone up rapidly over the last week because, oh wow, that's a lot. I just paid over $660 for diesel. Oh well. I think with a significant part of the United States covered in snow and ice and not able to leave their houses, well, we've had time to play with our simulator. Yeah, traffic always doing the stupid. Yeah, I'm at 1% damage on both the truck and the trailer now. Something that I would have had to pause for if I was in 1.58. But probably could have used this opportunity to go over to the repair shop at the Kenworth dealership, but gotta get these clamshells delivered. Surprisingly, when I looked for this job, this World of Trucks contract was actually one of the better paying jobs leaving the facility I was just at. And I didn't want to risk having to go to somewhere else to pick up a job, being as low on fuel as I was. So I took it, and it almost will pay for the fuel I just got, so that's nice. You know, I was just thinking the other day that up until I think 1.57, sometimes if you stop to take a screenshot, it would reset the world and leave your truck stopped and your engine dead and your transmission in neutral and all kinds of problems. And I haven't had that problem since 1.57 came out. So maybe they got that fixed. Actually, that might have been a problem I was having when 1.57 first came out. They may have done a hot fix to 1.57. I can't really remember. It's been a while since I had that problem happen. Once again, we're limited to 65 miles an hour, so can't get up to 70. But well, the limit just went down to 65 anyway. This job will get me back over $4,000, which means that I am building up a pretty good little amount of money beyond what I'm having to spend on loan payments. And that's a good thing, because eventually I'm hoping to have enough money saved up to be able to pay that loan off early. But we're almost back to well, we are back here at Lafayette. Airport's across the street here. And I don't know why they have 3 red lights that go straight for 2 lanes that go straight. That's a little bit of a weird setup, kind of confusing. But yeah, here in the real world, like I said, we're still pretty much covered with snow, and the other day the temperature got up into the 40s, and you would think, well, the snow will melt. No, the snow just hardened into solid ice. Alright, let's see where to park. It's going to be inside the building. Is this one where I can pull straight in, or is this one where I'm going to have to back in? Either way, I'm going to turn right here. Hopefully not hit that car. Didn't hit the car. And yeah, it's going to be one that I'll have to back in. It's pretty much the same layout as the last drop-off was. Put my window down and pull over here and put the rear axle on the trailer back down, or up. Let's watch it. There it goes. Now my mouse, which is one of those Red Dragon mouses that I think I reviewed it on video years ago, and I'm still using it. could use a little extra weight. Ooh, boy, I'm close to scraping. But, been a good mouse. Been using it for probably 3 or 4 years nonstop. And I actually have a second one that I use at work. Even though it's a gaming mouse. Um, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's got extra buttons for forward and back browsing. Um, so it's, good for working. It's a good working mouse too. Not sure this is going to take. Oh, it did. All right. All right. Rolling the window up. Putting the rear axle on the trailer back down. And let's see what we get. Oh, gotta turn the engine off. By the way, it's a Red Dragon M801 RGB is the model of the mouse. I like it. Oh, I leveled up. Back up above $4,000. That's the end of first day of third week. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.